So we watched all three Black Christmases, and one of them is the worst movie I think I've ever seen.
Just one of them?
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Fear Review. I'm William.
And I'm Amy.
And today we are going to talk about all three of the Black Christmas movies. We're going to get into spoiler territories the whole time, so if you haven't seen those and you don't want to know anything about the movies, you might want to skip this and just check out what we're going to do next week. So we're going to go over all the movies, go through them, rank them, and rate them. So I'll give a quick synopsis of the first one. It's a sorority. It's the holidays. People are kind of like getting ready to leave and go their respective ways for the holidays, go see their family. And one of the sorority girls goes missing. So they start hunting for her. And then people start dying, disappearing. And it's them trying to track down what's going on.
Yeah, for all three.
Pretty well. Yeah, we'll get into that. Second one, definitely. Okay, so first movie. What's your initial thoughts?
So the first one from 1974.
1974.
When we watched this one, that was the first one, obviously, that we watched. I asked you, were there no ratings back then? Like, it's a PG movie or it's rated R or NC-17 or whatever. Because, I know this is silly, because of the vulgarness of it.
Yeah, and it's right out of the gate.
Yeah, like the very first line, they're saying GD. And then there's a phone call, and he says, see you next Tuesday, and then says the P word. And, those words are funny when used with humor.
In a certain context.
But not when they're used in a scary, sexual way.
Yeah.
Those words just make me cringe immediately.
You can't be surprised by those words.
No. And so, they get a phone call because that's what all these movies are. They're getting these prank calls is what they think. And it's gibberish and you can barely understand the guy, but then you clearly understand him when he says he's going to do some things to the thing and the thing. And I just was like, I was gobsmacked.
Yeah.
And then I felt silly because I was like, I'm not a prude, but those words are just so harsh.
Yeah. And they really are like 5 minutes into the movie or something like that.
Yeah. So I was like, I think this one's going to be at the bottom of my list just for that. And plus you told me that it was the same guy who did Christmas Story.
Yeah, it's this Bob Clark, the guy that later directs A Christmas
And
Story.
I know they're completely different movies, but I was like, dang, Bob.
What's weird is actually rewatching this one again. There's certain scenes that very much remind me of A Christmas Story, like the way they're shot, like the look. It's probably just because they're both kind of set in the winter, and it seems like the same kind of area. I don't know if it is, but there were certain, and even like the fonts and stuff like that they use, I think are a little similar. But which was weird for this movie to remind you of like a Christmas classic,
Right?
Like family Christmas classic.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
But I mean, once I got over, those words, not a whole lot happens in this movie. Only 2 people die the whole time.
Yeah, up until like the end, I think, right?
Oh, well, a third person dies at the end. But
Yeah.
the rest of the time, the killer only gets 2 of these girls.
And there's one little girl
Wait,
that dies.
I'm lying. It's 3.
Yeah, there's the one at the very beginning, the house mother.
And then the lady gets killed with the unicorn. Barb.
Yep, Barb.
Who I was waiting. That's Margot Kidder?
Yeah, Margot Kidder.
I was waiting for her to die. Because I think she said one of those bad words. And she's just vulgar in it.
Yes.
She's smoking her cigarettes and she's drunk the whole time.
She's the abrasive character. Like the whole time.
I was like, come on, kill Barb already.
Yeah, who then goes on to play Lois Lane famously in Superman. Yeah.
Completely different character.
Yeah, this one is a little weird because you're right. There's not a whole lot of kills in it, and a lot of them are real quick. You don't see a whole lot, but yeah.
It's not real gory.
I meant to look this one up to see if it was. It's got to be one of the first, but is it like the first Christmas horror movie? I mean, it's 1974, so I don't know if one comes before that.
You're the connoisseur of horror Christmas movies. It would not be my.
Yeah, it is slower than I was remembering it being. I still think it's one of those, if you're a horror fan and you haven't seen it, it's kind of one of those you need to see it. Just as a completionist, as a fan, I'd say it is a horror classic. Like, it's just one that you should watch, but it's not boring, but it's kind of slow.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's slow. You never find out who the killer is,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is frustrating to me. I'm like, did you plan on having a sequel and then you decided to make a actual nice Christmas movie instead of a horror movie? Once we talk about all of these, every single one of these movies have, and I don't know if that's why they're called Black Christmas. To me, they should be called Very Dark Christmas. Like, this one has an abortion in it, or they talk about abortion.
Which is and I was going to say
Ahead
that
of
too.
its time.
It's very ahead of its time, and some of the things that it was, and we need to point that out because of one of the other movies. But this one was very ahead of its time in some of the things it was talking about. But it didn't do it. It was just a natural part of the story that didn't take away from it. But it was just there, which I think was kind of cool that they were even mentioning that.
Yeah. Definitely, not something that I think was, discussed back then much.
Yeah.
The house mother is constantly looking for Sherry. She's got it hidden in the tank of the toilet, and then she drinks out of it. I'm just like, I know the tank is like fresh water, but ew.
She didn't even have it in like a baggie or anything, like wrapped up.
I mean, just pops it off and takes it. Like the carpet. I was like, oh my God, I think that's the carpet that my grandma had in her kitchen.
There's that. Oh, I remember seeing that. Oh, that pattern.
Yeah, I was like,
cool.
hey, I think that's the pattern we had on the couch growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. There was actually 3 what we thought were lookalikes in this movie.
There was a Peter Dinklage lookalike. He was the kind of jock boyfriend, right? Who was wearing like a mink coat the whole
this
time.
huge fur coat, which I thought also was hilarious for a man in this huge fur coat.
Scott Dinklage, I think is his name.
Yeah. There was a Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah.
Which is Peter.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but he looked like him. And then there's this man who goes into the police station and he's like giving the police, heck. He looked exactly like Tom Skerritt. No.
Tom Skerritt. Yeah, you're right.
Specifically Tom Skerritt from Still Magnolias.
It's funny that specific movie.
It was a specific movie, and I was trying to find the scene that night so I could show you. I'm not crazy. Like,
yeah, it's funny. They also someone I didn't know was actually in the movie was John Saxon, who is the dad in A Nightmare on Elm Street, who's a cop in those movies too, and he's a cop or a detective in this movie too. So I guess he was kind of
that's right,
typecast a little bit. But
that's the only thing that's kind of like, again, frustrating is we don't know anything about the killer. We don't know who this person is. We don't know why they're here, why they're targeting these, sorority, which I guess is just kind of like a little mystery you have to live with.
And for the most part, I think you see it from the point of view of the killer most of the time. Or there's like, I think, little holes in the wall and you'll just see his eye. So you never really see him. The only time you ever actually see him, I think, is at the end when he goes to kill somebody. You kind of see his silhouette, but then the light kind of like goes around just one eye, which is kind of like the iconic image of that movie and stuff like that. And that kind of plays into the next movies. But yeah, you don't find anything out about who it is, why, or anything.
I don't know. The person's strong, though, because that attic is just like a straight ladder, and somebody would just be going up the ladder and yank. He pulled them right up.
Yep.
Yeah, so for me, do I go ahead and tell you what my ranking would, or no, my rating would be of this one?
Yeah.
This one to me would be a streamer.
I'd probably put it at a renter.
A renter, even though you say it's a horror classic that everybody needs to see.
Yeah, but it's also kind of slow. I don't think it's yeah. I'd say it's a renter.
So then we watched the 2006 one,
which is a very 2000s movie, like aesthetic wise, like killer wise, like it is a 2000s movie. But they take it in a very different direction. Synopsis wise, it's pretty much the same. It's sorority girls in a sorority ready to go home. Like it's pretty much the same. But what they do differently is crank up the kills, and they
And the gore.
and the gore, and they explain who the killer is.
Yeah, they do. And now I'm like, no, thank you. Let's go back to 1974. I'd rather not know who the killer is. I'd rather not know his background story. This movie is awful.
The language is what did it for you in the last one, and this one, his backstory is what like made you nope out.
Yeah, and I was like, please give me the vulgar language all over again. Like, I was clutching my pearls about that language. I don't even have pearls, but but this one,
The killer, his name's Billy. I can't remember his last name.
that doesn't matter.
He's kept up in an attic by his parents because he has
Yellow skin.
yellow skin, and which is such a weird choice to me. But
Right, because
Yeah.
then it ends up kind of looking Hulk-like,
yeah,
the way they make him look as an adult. It's like this poor child has a condition that makes him have yellow skin. And this awful mother locks him in the attic and is horrible to him. Like, and I don't like that anyway. I don't want to see a kid getting mistreated and their house is dirty and they're dirty and ugh. But I can't say what happened.
and so the mom and the stepdad are having issues, and the mom
Because they killed his dad. His
Oh, that's
dad was
right, yeah.
nice. Billy's dad was nice.
and the
And
stepdad,
those
the mom,
two people killed him.
yeah, and he saw it. Like
Yes.
he was hidden under the bed.
And now,
The mom goes up and sexually assaults the son and has a baby, which is a daughter, and she treats her, well, I'll say well, for however this mom can. I mean, she's a really dirty, nasty mom.
she's a horrible human being, period.
Yeah,
And I don't even know why this movie had to do that. Like, you just have to do it to shock and...
I think that's it.
Well, no thank you. Because the other part of the movie, there's a lot of kills. There's a lot of gore. It's very fast paced and, would have been okay. But that killed it. And you see the killers in it and they're disgusting. Like, give me a mask any day so you don't have to see their faces.
If they hadn't have done this or done that, then it would have been a lot better, because it's a good slasher movie. It's got good kills. Like you said, it's fast paced. Like, it's a normal, like, 2000s slasher that's like really good.
Like, everybody in this dies but like one person. Oh, and he eats eyeballs.
Yeah, he's taking out everybody's eyes. He eats some of them, but then he hangs them on the tree in the attic, which we should stop saying he, I think, because it's not just Billy. The twist is the sister is back.
Slash daughter.
Daughter is back. To me, I said the sister looked like one of like Marlon Wayans dressed up in White Chicks. Like, that's the way.
Yes.
It looked like she was wearing a mask, but I don't think that she was.
I don't think so.
And so then at the end, it's both of them, because they're both there, but you think it's one killer the whole time, and it ends up being both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a cool twist. It's just, that one part kind of like soils the rest of the movie.
Yeah, and then they remind you of it because the girl's like, your brother's not here. And she's like, no, he's not, but my daddy is.
Yeah.
Ooh. Nope. I did not need to see this movie at all. This is a don't bother.
I'd give it a streamer. I think if you can get past that part, it's a good slasher. It's a good, like, it's weird it being attached to Black Christmas, like it being a remake of that. Yeah, I think you kind of have to separate those two things, but as far as like a horror movie goes, it's pretty effective. Okay, let's move on to the creme de la creme.
It cracks me up because this one makes you so mad, and I don't think it's nearly as bad as you think so.
Oh my gosh, this movie is terrible. Okay, so Black Christmas 2019, It's set in a sorority, but this time, like a hooded, masked person is going around stalking these young women. And instead of phone calls, they're getting
DMs, I think, because it's like on a
little app.
yeah, some kind of app that.
The problem for me is it takes. I think they took them talking about some things in the first movie, which I think they did well, and they took that and just completely made the whole movie about that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, as a woman, they annoy the heck out of me because it is too women power, men suck, women rule. It's too much of that for me. It's like shoved down your throat where you can't even breathe.
The characters are
Insufferable.
Insufferable. That's the word I'm looking for. The characters are insufferable. The message is the most heavy-handed I think I've ever seen in a movie. And then the villains at the end, or the twist, is stupid, and you see it coming a mile away, and it's just ridiculous.
I agree with everything you're saying. So yeah, I don't like that this movie's stupid, but I guess I wasn't offended by this movie.
Yeah,
and I don't want to offended is
no, yeah,
that's not what I mean, because I don't like that word very much either. I wasn't gobsmacked by this movie. I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Although this movie also has a dark thing that it deals with rape, but at least it doesn't show it really. I mean, there's kind of a flashback of just an idea of it, but there's not
to it, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, babe, these movies, trying to watch these at Christmas time. I love Christmas, and I've got abortion, incest, rape.
Yeah.
Like all heavy. One's heavy, the other no, just didn't.
No, and that's why I guess why it's called Black Christmas, right? Is that's exactly what.
That's what I'm saying. They should be called like Darkest Christmas.
Bleak Christmas.
Black Christmas does not tell you how dark they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, this last one, the frat guys are also just insufferable.
They all are.
It makes me think. I looked at you and I said, I'm really glad I never went to college and was in a sorority or you in a fraternity. I know that because we know people that have been in those, and they're not horrible people like these. They just, in this movie, they made everybody horrible except for like one guy and one girl.
Yeah.
That was it. Those two were fine. Everybody else was just, I mean, a boyfriend and girlfriend getting in an argument. And we were like, really? That was a stupid argument.
They've got every single cliche in there they can shoehorn into the movie. Like it's when you're talking about like feminism and stuff like that, it's just, it's so, each movie having the shocking scene. I think the one for you was the Diva Cup.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I didn't know what that was. And I had to have it explained to me, which is kind of embarrassing being a woman. I've never heard of a Diva Cup. And I love the word diva. Yeah. I do not want that called that. And then the girl, she runs in and was like, I have a test. Can you please, do you have a Diva Cup? I can't find mine. So she goes in and she's like, I can't find my Diva Cup. Do you have one? And she tosses her this package. In the middle of the bedroom, the girl just unbuttons her pants, sticks her hand down there, pulls it back out, buttons her pants, like, thanks, and leaves.
You immediately went, she didn't wash her hands.
She didn't wash her hands. And that's not something you just do in a bedroom. Like, you go to the bathroom. Like, gross. So, yeah, that was... But the kills are pretty good in it.
Yeah, people get... they're using bow and arrows in this one, which is weird.
Again, these... excuse me. They're a bunch of rich bitches.
Yeah.
And the boys are the same way. Those with their capes and I have a bow and arrow. And
I think it's a pretentious movie. I think that's what it is. What it feels like. It's so, yeah. We could do a whole podcast episode on this one for my hatred of this movie.
You do hate it so much.
I had said that the twist or the villain was just completely horrible in this movie, and it is. What it ends up being is there's like this founding father of one of the fraternities. And he has a bus.
Or no, he's of the college, I think.
Of the college.
I think. Because it was on display in the college.
Yeah.
And one of the girls got a petition to remove this statue like a bust because, he did things in the past.
Yeah.
A lot of people, basically for the same reason other statues were taken down around that time.
Yeah.
And it got moved to this fraternity house.
When they moved it, they found out he was in the dark arts, and there was some black goo, and they found a book that basically allows the ghost of the founding father to take over these young men. And the goal, of course, is to put women in their place and to make them stand behind men, like that's their actual role in life, is to serve men or to support them.
I know I'm sitting here smiling because I completely forgot about all of that. I was, because I think by then I'd kind of zoned out. I think I was eating some cheese and crackers because the movie was pretty boring. And like you said, all of the characters are just insufferable. And I forgot about that. Like, I remember it's like everybody that pledged to be in this fraternity, they put that goo on them and did this little ritual. And now, so you have like a whole little swarm of killers.
Yeah.
Killing all of the girls that signed the petition to get like this teacher fired because his curriculum only had men. But he was like, it's like classic literature.
Yeah.
And anyway, so that was a whole nother thing. But you're right. Then at the end, when they capture the one girl,
because they had one of the sorority girls was the one that like betrays womankind basically, and they have to have something of the girls to put a spell on so that then the killers will go kill them. She's the one that kind of gathered it all.
She's the one that stole that girl's diva cup. So now a diva cup is sitting on a table.
Yeah, and
not in a package, by the way.
Just out. For some reason, then they kill the girl that's been helping them the whole time, and they just say, sorry. Did they say loose ends? Something like that. Blowing it off.
And that girl's, because like you said, everybody's to the extreme in this movie.
Yeah.
That girl's all, you'll learn to follow the man and see that our rightful place is standing behind a man.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. But they somehow figure out that the girl, because she overheard her conversation, if they destroy this statue, like bust, then it'll break the spell. And this mayhem's going on not just in Roy's sorority house, because that's the way it was in all the other movies, but like all sorority homes. So as you're like driving through the road, all these girls are like, oh my God, I'm being attacked. Can I get in your car? Because it's happening everywhere. But once they break the statue and then the men aren't as powerful, then it's like, now the girls can overpower the men and yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Well, and she picks up the statue. What's the line?
Again, I was checked out.
Yeah, she like picks up the statue like over her head. Like she couldn't have just pushed it off the thing.
Just push the bust.
She picks up the statue over her head, and then Cary Elwes, who's the main villain.
Which I love him. Why is he in this Pooey movie?
I don't know. And he says something, and she has this just cheesy. It's something like, "We are unbreakable" or something like that, and then like throws it down. I was like, you had to hold this statue above your head for how long?
It wasn't a goopy, just fall down. I'm like,
it
is really awful.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously for me, this is a don't bother, but it's not only a don't bother, it's avoid at all costs.
Yeah, this was a don't bother for me either. I'm not real big on this idea that you're making me ruin Christmas by watching horror movies, but it just escalated. These movies just escalated. You know, I watched the first one and was like, oh my. And then I watched the second one. I was like, can I please go back to the first one? And then we watched the third one and I was like, again, can I please go back to the first one? Like this whole series is pretty much like a...
You're not a fan?
No. I hope whatever you have in store for me next horror Christmas day. I mean, I know what's coming up next, but like after that, it better be better than this.
I know what our next Wednesday is going to be, and you're going to like it.
I am?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Okay, so we've rated them all, so let's rank them. What's your number one?
It's the original.
Original best one. I agree. Again, to me, it's not a perfect movie. It's not like it's like super exciting. It's a little slow, but it's still the best one.
Yeah, I mean, you're still curious of, who the killer is the whole time. Again, annoyed because I don't ever find out who the killer is.
Okay, number two.
Okay, I'm going to say number 2 is the 2006 one. Only because the kills and the acting and were better.
Okay, that me too. Obviously, number two is the 2006 version for me. That leaves us number three. Obviously, is the atrocious 2019 version.
I mean, that's just that movie shouldn't have even been made.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about what's coming up. So this Friday's episode, we're going to be reviewing the new Silent Night, Deadly Night remake that's coming out this weekend.
That's the Killer Santa?
That's the Killer Santa. Yeah.
I don't think I saw the original.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, the original is good. I like it. It's campy, it's cheesy, but it's a good movie. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 is like horrible in the best way. It's like one of those ones you just watch and laugh. And if they don't have any mention of It's Garbage Day in this new one, I'm going to be very upset.
Oh, I remember y'all saying that.
Just so you know, next Wednesday's episode, I'm just saying this because is Gremlins.
Oh, okay.
So I know you like Gremlins.
Yeah,
So we'll be doing that.
I like Gremlins.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. And check out our next episode when we review the new Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Avoid Black Christmas.
Thanks for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe. And tune in next time to The Fear Review, where the fear is family.